I guess nobody's going to come in this morning. That's okay. I can talk to myself. I talk to myself at home when I'm alone. Got that candle. I got that candle lit and it smells really good. There's probably a lot of people on, and I'm boring. I'm a boring channel, so nobody's going to come in here. Hello, 4 people that are lurking. Yeah, I did. Actually, not that much, though. I was up at like 8:45, and the only reason I woke up was because the phone was ringing in the other room, and I didn't get up. I got there just in time to pick it up, and whoever was on the other end, I don't know, hung up. So I looked like hammered shit this morning, so that's okay. That was long enough to watch Wendy V's clip of Natasha Cooper. God, she's nasty. You know, I never knew who Natasha Cooper was, and after hearing that clip, I never want to know who Natasha Cooper is because she was just horrible. What a bitch. Sorry, what a bitch. Hey, Carlos. How are you? Missed your live yesterday. Sorry. You go on for such a short. Hi, rumor has it. I didn't think anybody'd show up over here because more interesting people are on right now. But yeah, God, listening to that. I mean, just because you're a creator on YouTube doesn't mean you can abuse people like your poop doesn't stink. God, how the way she was talking to that woman. God, if that was me, I'd want to throat punch her. You know, there's a reason probably a reason that I never knew who that person was, and now I don't ever want to know who that is. But none of my business. Got your freaking diehards that don't mind being abused by a creator who has no sense of anything, decency. That was Mama Knows, but the way that she was talked to was vile, was disgusting. I don't know how anybody can watch that fat pig anyways. She's disgusting. She's not only like a slug sitting in her chair. She's vile. I made it my business, so everyone needs to know. What needs to know what? She is horrible. God, what the little clip now I have never gone to her channel because I have heard enough about this woman that I never want to go to her channel. I won't give her a view. She's the same one that threatens to sue everybody when she treats her subs like that. She doesn't have a chance in hell. She doesn't have a chance in hell. All they have to do is play that clip. Good God. Her chat is vile too. Well, that figures. Vile attracts vile. Nasty attracts nasty. So just check out who's in her chat and block. Stay away from them. You don't need those kind of people in your life. Hey, Gemma, how are you doing, honey? This is my opinion only. But if I would go in her chat and see her chat acting like she did, it would be instant block. I just take my finger and block those people, because I want nothing to do with people that think that's okay. She sounds like a female version of Rich Life. I don't know who Rich Life is. Carlos, heard bad things about him, but you know, what I heard on Wendy V's this morning was enough to make me sick, physically sick. NC plays the victim. Yeah, plays the victim. Don't they all? When they're the worst abusers, they're the worst effing abusers out there, and then they cry when someone fights back. Boo effing who? Hey, Rep Ash. I liked your live last night. Sorry I wasn't in there right away. I fell asleep and I woke up and I saw that you were live, so I went in there. I'm sorry that they're picking on you again. Seems like you're their whooping boy. That's not right. They should do their due diligence before they go after somebody, and not attack someone. Not attack someone for doing when you don't know the whole story, because that's what they have problems with on their panels, is when being attacked for what they perceive as people not knowing what is going on. They need to leave Rep Ash alone. Oh, definitely. It just strikes me odd that these are the same people that bombed her and loved her just a year ago. They were her friends, and now look how they treat her. They treat her like dirt. And I just, oh God, that candle smells good. It smells good in my house. So I found out today, and like I'm mailing something out today, and the prices of snail mail is ridiculous. Cost me $25 to mail a little tiny parcel out today. $25. Gang of thieves. Post office. Oh. I got trolled on my friend's stream the other day saying I'm faking my autism. Oh my goodness. Gemma, that's so not fair. I'm sorry you're getting trolled. We know you love kids, Rapash. Oh yeah, absolutely. Look how she babies her animals. You can tell how someone is with kids by how they treat their animals. And Ash treats her animals like, babies. Yeah, $25. Can you believe it? I couldn't believe it. Well, actually, I didn't pay it. My husband paid it. He took it to work and he mailed it out. And my phone was ringing this morning and I missed it. So I called him at work to see if he was the one that called. And he said, no, it wasn't him. And he said, by the way, that package that you wanted me to mail out. He said cost $25. I'm like, holy shit, how come so much? And before, well, I guess before you could get like a one, you could go to the post office and get their packages there, and it's like, so much per package anywhere in the United States. But I didn't do that this way. I just sent it to him to work. So, hey, Mr. Positive, good to see you. I'm trying to be a good girl today. I just, I woke up to what Wendy V's clip was, and I thought, oh my God, how can anybody treat another human being like that? She's disgusting. She's really disgusting. I want nothing to do with somebody like that. Nothing. God. From what I understand, she brags about how many subs she's got. Well, there's people that like to follow people that are vile. And obviously that's the people that she has as subs. So want nothing to do with that. Hi, Tommy Brown. I'm not a good girl, but I don't treat people like garbage. Hey, Mr. J. Is he here? Is he in here? Oh, he is. I'm sorry, Mr. J. I missed you. Me, I get talking and I get discombobulated. Sorry about that. Well, I follow all the channels that are exposing NC for the nasty thieving person that she is. Yeah, what is the I wish somebody would explain to me what scam she's running, because that's how much little I know about this vile, nasty piece of dog doo-doo. But I hear that she's Diane. What I heard this morning was Diane 2.0. So, oh, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. But not always. I can be nasty. Tawanda's I honestly believe Tawanda is a saint, because she's just such a good, nice. Tawanda is like, if we had to appoint a saint on YouTube, it would be Tawanda. She's that good of a person. Honestly, I had a problem with, well, I didn't really have a problem personally with Tawanda, but I did something that wasn't really nice. And so I regretted it, but it was something that wasn't very nice. I'll just tell you all, I allowed somebody to listen in on a phone call, which was wrong. And Tawanda, stood up for me and said she would never do that. And the whole time I felt like shit, because I knew it was me and they were blaming everybody else. But at that time I was really afraid of Laura. So I didn't stand up. What I should have done was stand up and say, no, it was me, but I didn't. And Tawanda, stood up for me and said, I know she would never do anything like that. She's a good person. Well, fast forward to, because she had given me her phone number, fast forward a year and a half, 2 years almost, and I called her, or I texted her, because I was really upset. And she actually accepted my call, which I couldn't believe, because I had basically, screwed them over with my lies. And she was just such a good person, and so good to me. hi, Mark, that, I really appreciated it. And I needed at that point, and I'm not going to go into why I needed someone to talk to. I had needed someone to talk to. And she accepted me. I mean, no questions asked. And to me, that's a good person. Like, that's a good person, even though I had done them dirty. And I'll say it, I had done them dirty. But she was a good person and made me feel okay about this. Hi, rumor has it, she does have a good heart. And she actually, I cried on the phone to her and apologized. And she was just so sweet. And I just can't tell you. That's why I said if they had to appoint a saint on YouTube, it would have to be Tawanda. She would be the first one that would come to my mind, because she's a good person. She really is. She's a good person. And so after I did what I did, I had felt so guilty. But at that point, and I don't know why, I was afraid of Laura. I was afraid. I thought, oh my God, she's going to drag. I had never experienced anything like YouTube, like the way people treat, drag each other on here. I'd never experienced anything like that. And I thought that even if, if she did find out, I was going to be in for just a big dragging. But it's like even Ninny C, she was another one that she was so upset with me. I mean, she would follow me in comment sections. Comments. I mean, it's funny now. I can laugh about it now because, enough time has gone by. But at at that time, it wasn't funny for me. I really can't say I thought I was ashamed of myself. So no, I'm not always a good girl. But I have learned my lesson. Hi, Santiago Feliciano. Oh, thank you. I hope I said that right. Santiago Feliciano. I don't know if I even said that right. I don't want to butcher your name. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we all, and here's the thing, we all make mistakes. But as long as you have good intentions and your heart is good and you don't treat people like crap, I think just about anything can be forgiven on here. Well, just about. I don't think when you do like scam people or, lie to people and treat them like dirt, that there's no reason to make someone feel like garbage. There's no reason. But it happens on here all the time. Like the first thing people go for is looks. First thing people go for is, your looks, your weight, your whatever it is. It's just, you've already lost the fight. And I've had that happen to me so many times that it doesn't really, at this point, doesn't affect me anymore, because you have that NJOA, and I'm not even going to promote her channel, but you have her. As soon as you go into a chat, she starts on people and she calls them names. She's disgusting. I checked too yesterday and she's blocked here. We definitely need more good people like that. But matter that you're going through, we all can change. Yeah. Hopefully. I just see, a lot of nastiness. Like I've unsubbed a lot of channels. And unless someone points, there's something going on and someone posts a link in Discord and says, go watch this or go watch that, I will go watch it. But as far as, and I have subbed to a few channels lately that have been outing this person because I didn't know what it was all about. I really didn't. I still really don't know the whole story with her, but I don't think, from listening to her, the Wendy V's clip this morning, I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think she's a good person to be around. I don't think anybody that screams at a sub like she did is anybody I want to be around. This place brings out the bad in people, but also the most genuine souls. It does. And yeah, I don't want to dwell on the negative, but I've met the most amazing people on here, the most forgiving people on here. I want to shout out to Jenna Moon. I mean, her and I had a big fight and a split, and I reached out to her, and she accepted me. You know, she accepted my message and never even mentioned it. Just like it was before we ever had our problems. And that takes a really good person with a good heart. So shout out to Jenna Moon. And I really appreciated that. And Samara is another one. I mean, we just put our feelings, our differences aside. And I'm so glad to have them both back in my life again. Because now I have them both back in my life and I couldn't be happier. I'm all about positivity. Yeah, me too. Like, it doesn't do any good to dwell on the negative, like what I've been seeing lately. It's just like, and I actually predicted things would happen this way, that people would just turn on each other. And I don't get it. I really don't. And I probably never will. Like, I guess I never saw anything like it when I was on Facebook. I never, and maybe everybody says that. Am I still live? That was weird. A commercial just came up. You know what else is weird? Oh, I can't remember. Something. I was going to say it was weird. It was something that I was watching this morning. Oh, well, it'll come to me. I'm old, so. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Samara. I love you too. But yeah, I feel for people. I really do. And sometimes that's to my detriment, but if I see someone that's struggling, that needs help, my first instinct is to try and help. But, I can't always help. I mean, I'm not a millionaire, but when I can, I do. So I love you too, Gemma. But it's not always that you can help, but you can help in different ways too. If you don't have the money, if someone needs someone to talk to, like Tawanda, I didn't need her money, but I really needed someone to talk to. And that helped me. And she doesn't even know probably how much that meant to me. Her just talking to me, because it was like all the past had disappeared and she had forgiven me. And that meant the world to me. The world to me. So anyways, enough for my oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Positive. And there's another thing, like, you listen to what other creators say negative about people, and I've seen it over and over again. And it happened to me. I mean, I thought Mr. Positive was, I had heard bad things about him, and I thought, well, he's not, a nice person. And then I got to know him. He's an awesome person. And I think he felt the same way about me, because everybody said, don't trust her. She's, this, she's that. She's a doxer. When I've never really doxed anybody, I looked someone up on Facebook that had with the same name that she used on her channel, which anybody could do. And let's not kid ourselves, because the other day I looked up my ex-husband to see what he was doing. So sometimes my curiosity gets the best of me. But but anyways, let's on to like happier things. Yeah, and once you, hi Israel, how are you doing? Once you get to know somebody, like I always said this before, the people that hate you so much, if you would see them out in public and gave them a smile and a nice greeting, they probably wouldn't hate you. But on here, keyboard warriors, they can be nasty and say nasty things to you. And there's no, because they don't have their face out there. They don't have, they're a cartoon character to me. That's all they are. They're a cartoon character. And I've had it happen to me over and over and over again. And now Mr. Positive is one of my nearest and dearest friends on here. And by the way, Mr. Positive, post your link in here. And anybody else that wants their link, please go to one of my moderators and they will post your link in here if you want it posted. I'm just saying, some people just, want to promote their channel. I will promote your channel all the time, as long as it's not a nasty channel that scams people. Oh gosh, that candle smells good. I can't tell you. It doesn't smell so good when you blow it out, though. I hate the smoke when it comes around. Makes me nauseous. Yes, he's very positive. And I was told don't kid yourself. He's not a positive person. He's a very negative person. He's not a negative person. You can't find a nicer person on here. You really can't. Well, you can. Here's the thing with here. In my chat around here, the people on the most part that come in here are really good people. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, look at my hair in the back. It's awful. God. Oh. Only seem negative with people who don't know how to be polite. Yeah. Hi, Angela Critters. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Jinja. How are you? In case you want to come up, I put it on the back up. I'm a good person. I know that in my heart that I'm a good person. My mother and father raised me right. They didn't raise me to be nasty to people. That's sure as hell. If I talked to people the way this Natasha Cooper talked to people, my mom would wash my mouth out with soap. And I'm not kidding. My mom and dad were not averse to that kind of punishment. It'd be called abuse now, but when I was growing up, if you talk to people the way that woman, and I'm using the term woman loosely, talk to anybody that way. Carla, you're amazing. All the help you have given me. Oh, thank you, Gemma. You're a sweetheart. I saw your comment on Wendy V's and was about to write you a book on Natasha Cooper. I wish somebody would come up and tell me what her history is, because I have no clue, because I never followed her, but I'm certainly not one of her fans or one of the people that's ever followed her. Hi, White Lotus. But after listening to that today, I don't want to know that woman. I really don't. She's nasty. She's vile. She's very vile. So I don't know what her thing is, but I didn't hear any true crime in that rant that she gave that woman. All I heard was just nastiness. Exactly what I said this morning, Ginger. I don't want to know anyone. I don't want to know her or anyone that, anyone that's all the nasty people that I've been told are in her chat. I would just go there one time and just block, because anybody that agrees with what she did is not someone that I want to be around, But I really don't know, and I can't talk much about her because I don't know what her history is, but I've heard she's one nasty POS. I'm not saying it I want to say it. I want to say it because she is nasty. I can tell you a list of channels to follow that has still the info on her that's vetted. Samara, can you put the links in chat if you got them? Because I know there's a lot of things that I don't know about her. Oh my gosh, but that one clip, just gave me the EBGBs this morning. The EBGBs. Like, how does anybody, and she's on camera all the time. Oh, I'm almost out of water. She's on camera all the time. How can she look at her subs and not be ashamed? Since I met you through Ginger Locks, I've always felt welcome here, and I appreciate you, Ms. Carla. Well, Mr. J, you are always welcome here. I know, that's where I met you. And I see you in Angie's, and I see you here, and I see you in Ginger Locks. And that's anywhere I've seen you, you've always been like the most nicest person. Hi, Evelyn, that I've seen on here. Hi, Evelyn. I'm sorry you're being harassed on here. I've always liked Evelyn too. Evelyn's, gee, I remember when she stopped coming in here because of politics. Yes, we do love you, Mr. J. Very much. Do you want to come up, Ginger? Ginger. Or are you busy? Ginger. What time did I go live today? Oh my goodness, it was after 10. I'm getting slack. Dear terms of service. What's that? What is that? Is that to report people? Oh, wait. Is that to report people? Samara, what is that? Oh, that's just about Natasha. Cash Tasha. I saw her name as something. So that tells me everything I need to know about her. It's the channels on Natasha's silly. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was maybe YouTube, dear terms of service, and you could just like go there and report somebody. Oh, you're going to come up? Okay. I'm really upset that Republican Ash was called out yesterday. I think they need to leave her alone, or find out what you know, you know, oh, that was me. He was like, weirdo. And by the way, Ginger Locks, I pushed it back. So, people of social media. Wow. Boy, she's not popular. She really thinks she's popular, though. Does Mommy Ramblings call her out too? Because I went over to Mommy Ramblings because I don't really follow Mommy Ramblings. I never even knew who she was 2 years ago, but I do now. Angela. Now. Let's be nice. But after hearing what I heard this morning, I'm not going to be nice to that person. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not. Sorry. She just sounded like a spoiled, rotten, stinking brat. She did. She sounded like a stinking block. Stinking, spoiled, rotten brat. Screaming at that person like that. Give that lady that she was screaming at some love. I don't know who she is, but she must have like an email or a channel on here, and just please give her some love, because that nobody needs to be humiliated like that. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Oh gosh, I listened to that Wendy V's clip this morning, and I'm
So
like
did I.
disgusted. Just disgusted. And I
I
don't
don't
really
like I
know.
said. I don't know her. I don't. And for a quote unquote creator, like it was sad. That's all.
It was disgusting,
It was
vile.
sad. Yeah, totally agree. Totally
Like
agree.
that doesn't even make me. And somebody was telling me this morning in my chat that her chat is just as bad as she is. Like they,
I
but
don't really. I've heard of her. I don't go in her chat. I you
no.
know, I. She's like one of those people who goes live all day, every day.
Oh,
That's what I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for that.
yeah, really. Like that's me
So
too. Like if I go on for an hour in the morning or an hour, and at the most 2 hours, I'm doing good, because I get so bored after an hour, and I feel like people in my chat get bored of me.
no,
You can only
I
talk.
wouldn't say so. I mean, people flip. People flip around. That's just what people do. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I do that.
I do it.
I do that.
I hop from place to place.
Yeah.
Ow.
Well, if
And
there's people that I want to listen to, but lately there hasn't been that many people that I want to listen to on here.
yeah,
But someone
I
tells me
was
you have to
just.
go over here and listen to this one or that one, and I'll just, if I'm in someone's chat, I'll just go over to
Is that your
listen.
allergies bothering you?
Yes,
Woo. That's
terrible.
a, yeah,
I'm
I can
thinking like,
tell.
I know it's horrible. It's been
Well, it's not.
like
You
almost
said,
2 weeks.
but see, I'm hearing everybody say the same thing about their allergies. It's just insane, and I don't know why, because it's been cold, so they should have been killed off. But I don't know.
Angela Critter says the Cooper woman reminds me of Analyzer. Oh, is
Oh
she faking
Jesus.
cancer? Yeah, I don't even know
Yeah.
how that woman has the guts to come back. Well, of course, she doesn't cam up ever.
Well, yeah. It's really easy if people don't know what you look like. Well, I know what the woman looks like. I've seen her before.
Well, everybody knows what she looks like. But apparently, she lost 80 pounds and she's this hot chick now. So, according to
According to.
herself. But of course, she's never cammed up to prove it. But
Exactly. Like if
yeah,
you're gonna sit here,
Sha.
don't you think if you lost 80 pounds, you'd
I
show
would be
yourself?
so proud of it. If I lost 20 pounds, I'd be proud of it, to be honest with you.
See, I'm not in that boat at the moment where I'm proud about losing
No,
weight
you,
because I'm trying to keep the weight on at the moment.
Yeah. That's,
And
yeah.
I was just live right before you were. So,
Oh,
and
were you? How did I
yeah,
miss that? I'm sorry.
I checked to see if you were going live first, and I didn't see you. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go live first then. So
Well,
I was
did I
live, and then
did I jump into your spot? Because if I'd known, I wouldn't have gone live.
no,
I would have gone into your.
it doesn't matter, Carla.
I
It
know, but
doesn't.
I feel bad now. But I
Don't
didn't. Yeah,
stop
but
it. If this
I
is your
didn't.
time, this is your time.
But
So
it's not
I
my
don't want to
time.
tread. I don't want to tread on your toes.
No, no,
And
no, no,
so
no, no. I feel
it
bad though now because I did not honestly. I swear
don't.
on my mother that I
What?
did not know.
Please do not swear on anybody for me, please. Ooh, hold on.
No, but I
My
feel bad
earbud
that I
fell.
just that I went live.
I
You
believe
were
you.
still live.
It
I would never.
happens.
You know, I wouldn't do that. I would
Of
not do
course
that.
I know that. No,
I would be in.
I just went live because I need, like I said to you, I'm like, I haven't gone live. I need to go live.
Oh,
I
had
got stuff
you
I want to
like
do.
texted me or whatever? Because I can't remember what I was doing this morning. Well, I got up late to start with, 8:45. And then I was just running around and I was listening to Wendy V. So I didn't even really check my notifications.
I
But I
was
now I
surprised because
remember.
I couldn't sleep last night. I was really restless. I'm in, unfortunately, I'm in a lot of pain lately. And it's making eating even more hard than it's normally been.
Oh,
And, my husband, I'm like, no, we're not going to the hospital. Like, we're not.
oh, did he want
And
you to go to the hospital?
he wanted me to go.
Wow.
Um, I just, I get this pain in my stomach, but I hate going through the whole ER process. I
Yeah. Oh,
hate,
God.
I hate all of that. It's so time consuming. And I understand once you get there, it's like you get there and you're kind of at the mercy of them.
I
And
heard
if you're
someone
in,
talking about having a 16-hour wait in the ER the other day. I can't remember who it was. Don't ask me.
yeah, I'd go home and I would figure it out myself and come back a different time.
Yeah.
See,
Oh,
and that is why I'm like really not going down to Temple, because if I'm this sick with this much pain, I would need to go to Temple because it's my stomach.
well, what are you taking for it? Are you taking anything for it for the pain?
I only have my medical marijuana. Sometimes that does not work.
Yeah, but that doesn't work like for the that I mean that makes you forget about the pain, but that doesn't work for the pain.
It doesn't even make you forget about the pain either.
Right. So
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. When it's
can't
stabbing
they
like
just
this,
call in a prescription for you because they know that you have issues with that? Can't they just call it? I mean, they could. I know my doctor calls in prescriptions for me all the
yes, but
time.
they
They
what
won't.
are they? But what are they gonna give me?
Something for your pain.
Well, they can't. That would be a narcotic. I'd have to go there, get a script, and bring it back to the pharmacy myself, if that was the case.
Hmm.
Because they cannot call in narcotics.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't want to be very honest. I don't want to be on narcotics. I don't.
I
I
know,
don't
but
like it.
you're in pain.
I am in pain. I am in
You're
pain.
in
I'm
pain.
not going to lie.
And you, like you just said, I mean, you take the medical marijuana, but it's not doing the job. You need to, I mean, God, first of all, you can't eat, you know?
And what I try to eat is causing so much more pain. Like I didn't even eat this morning, and my stomach is stabbing.
Oh,
And when I was on my live, I lost it. I was hysterical crying. I'm like, I am such an idiot. I swore I'd never cry on this platform,
I'm
but it was.
sorry I wasn't there for you.
Don't be. I didn't expect
I'm
that
really
to
sorry.
happen.
Don't, you know what? Do not delete that. Don't delete that because there's other people that are in pain too. They need to see that that it's a real thing because a lot of people, and I've heard people say that on here too. Um, oh, they're not really in that much pain or blah 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 blah. And you don't know how much pain someone's in.
Okay,
Not
that's
good.
right then and there. Let's figure this shit out. Majority of us have never met in real life.
Right.
Majority. I'm not saying all of
Mhm.
us. Majority have not met in real life. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
if you are not walking in my shoes, how do you know what I feel and what I don't? So, with that being said, I'd say shut the fuck up and
Right.
don't talk about it.
Right.
And only because and this is what I explained. My sister had ankylosing before I did, and
Mhm.
she would complain about it, and I didn't understand it. I thought she was a complainer until I understood that's what I had.
That must
And
run in your family.
it does. It's a genetic gene for the ankylosing. Now this the gastroparesis. No, everybody automatically assumes I have type 1 diabetes. I'm like, because apparently this is big with type 1, which is freaking me the fuck out because I have one child with type 1. And I'm like, I can't have her being
Mm.
sick like
Yeah,
this.
but they'd know if you had diabetes by now, surely.
Oh no, right. And see, here's the thing, when you're in the hospital, you are not eating. And literally, like there were days I went weeks with no food on just
I remember.
IV liquids. And I can remember even, when we were all talking, like, people, why aren't you getting more stuff? Why aren't you getting more nutrition? Why aren't you getting this? I'm like, I don't know. And then I'd be like, oh, I'd say something to them. They'd be like, oh, you want that? No, but I think I might fucking need it.
I remember when you were in the hospital and you could barely drink. That's how
Well,
bad it was.
that's the problem. I got this pain today from drinking, just drinking something. I
That's
mean, this
not
is
good.
this. I'm going to be very honest because I'm not in the most chipper mood today at all. Like, this is not a way I want to live. It's not. I don't want to
Mm.
live this way, but I have to.
Who would? Who would want to live not being able to eat, not being able to, enjoy, a good meal or go out with your husband?
Thanksgiving was hard. I mean, it was nice to be. Everyone's like, oh, you still need to be thankful. And thinking to myself, what the fuck do I have to be thankful for right now? Okay, I got 2 kids. Yes, I'm very thankful for my children. I can't eat. So going to sit down and trying to have a big meal and be thankful, no, I can't really enjoy that because even the smell of food starts pain for me because it's a digestive process, when you
Mhm.
smell the food and stuff like that, even before you eat, your digestion starts because it all, like, you get the smell, you start to salivate, and all that stuff starts to happen, which makes people hungry when they
Mhm.
smell food.
Mhm.
So, and then my digestion starts, and then that's where my pain starts.
I'm so sorry.
Don't. This is not, and that's not the reason why I don't want you to say sorry. Okay, because I don't want people.
Oh,
I
stop.
I'm serious though. You know what
No,
I'm
I've
saying?
gone through this with you for what, over a year now? I
Uh
am
huh.
sorry. I am sorry because I know how much pain you are in. So yes, I am, and I'm not going to apologize for saying it. So deal with deal with it. I know how much pain, and we've talked on the phone when you've been in the hospital. I've seen you on camera when you've broken down because you can't do something with your friends because they're doing something, they're going to a concert or they're doing something, and you can't go because you're stuck in the hospital for
Oh
5 days.
God, yeah.
I remember that. So
That's the truth, and that is the truth.
I remember that
I've
when you
missed.
broke
Oh
down.
my
I
God,
felt so bad for
that
you. It was like,
broke my heart. That
I
did
know.
break my heart. That did break my heart. And it's stupid. It was just a fucking concert, but at the same time, like, A, I spent money on the ticket. B, they were freaking amazing seats, and
Right.
I couldn't go because I was stuck.
And
Story of my life.
it's hard for you to make plans because you don't know how you're going to feel at any given time.
Correct.
That sucks
Correct.
for
And
anybody.
no lie. All right. You know what? Here's a way of making it funny. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to share something that I shared this morning because it made me laugh. And this is exactly how I feel. Like when I wake up in the morning, I want to do everything. I want to conquer the world when I wake up in the morning. Like I'm ready. And as days go by, as hours go by, the energy gets less and less and less. So I'm learning not to make plans before 2 o'clock in the afternoon because my mind can completely change in a matter of hours.
Thank you,
So
Israel. He says, "Excuse me, Carlin, I have to go to work right now, but everyone who has pain, go with God's blessings, everyone."
thank you.
Oh, it's very nice.
It sucks. And the fact of the matter is, most of the people who are on this platform, for some reason or another, are on some kind of form of disability. And and that's why I'm not monetizing my stuff. I'm not monetizing my stuff because it is an outlet for me to be me. It's nothing that my friends at home are a part of. It's nothing that my family is a part of. It's my own thing. And this is why I enjoy it because it's mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
My friends don't come in. I will tell them what my channel name is because I don't want them here because I am very honest about certain things in my life. I don't bring up certain names of people. Like I brought up, first names with my friends and things like that. But other than that,
Mhm.
no. Like I would never poorly talk about anybody who I care about ever. That just wouldn't
Right.
happen. Can
Right.
you bitch a little bit that they're on your nerves? Of course. But other than that, like the people who are in my life, you're in my life because I love you. And
It's
that's
like
why.
my kids. My kids don't know I have a channel. They have no idea, and I don't
Right.
want them to know. I don't want my
Right.
grandkids to know. I don't want my
Because
stepson.
this is your thing.
This is where I get away from.
Correct. Now you get what I'm trying to say.
It's like you don't want. I mean, I could have told a lot of people that about my channel, but I'm not. I don't want to. I don't
You
want
know,
them coming in here.
but you know what's funny? I have my channel. Some of my friends know. Do you think they care? No.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, that's how do you do that? Why do you do that? That's all right, whatever. Have fun.
yeah. You would be surprised how many people you ask about. Do you know what YouTube is? And I'm like, yeah, but they don't know about live streaming or going into and all the like all you who take this so seriously on YouTube
Oh,
about
see, that's why
like
I don't take it seriously on YouTube,
well
man.
90% of the people out there only go to channels where they learn how to do, mechanics or you know what I mean? They don't go to live streams. Most of
But
them.
but a lot of people, they will, for someone like myself who found live streaming, let's be honest, I found it through Molly Golightly because she was talking about George Michael and Fetty Fawaz, and I was interested in that because I liked George Michael and I was upset when he died. I don't love him as much as Marissa does, but I do like George Michael a lot. I like all his music for the most part. Um, but yeah, that's how I found her,
Mhm.
and that's and there were other people who were starting it, and then I was watching, and then I'm like, oh, this is a whole universe I didn't even know about.
Me too. When I came here, I think I had like 5 subs or something. And I'm like, then I started finding channels. And then I found other channels through listening to one channel and then going to being curious and going to another channel. And then I found my way around. But
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
had no idea they went live. Well, I knew they did Facebook lives.
It's
I
funny because in the beginning, you and I would see each other all over the place, and
yeah,
you didn't know who I was,
no,
and I didn't know what you looked like because
no,
you weren't cammed up yet,
no.
and I just knew you because you were a sweet person that I had met, through chats and was kind. And look at us now.
I know we're like besties. So I say to people, like, there are nasty people. I mean, I'll give you that. There's nasty people on here, and there's scammers, and there's
And
this and
there are
that.
people like if you're
But then,
feeling down, they'll just shit on you more just to make you feel more down.
yeah.
And you got to be aware of that. And you got to have some serious ass thick skin.
Oh God. And I didn't at first. Like things would actually, I would go offline. Like I would be like, my feelings would get hurt, and I would end, you know, my life and just cry my little heart out because of my feelings would get hurt. And I would think to myself, you got to remember when you waitressed, remember when you had a customer that was really mean or nasty. The more nasty they were to you, the nicer you were to them. And that would be like, then they'd like, I don't know how to take her. But
But
now
right. And then people will start lumping you in with certain stuff and automatically assume things about you that
well,
are
yeah,
not true.
if you don't defend yourself, like that's one thing that I really have a problem with is when someone says something that's not true about me. And that's the only time that if you've ever seen me like get really upset, it's been those times when I'm called a doxer and I'm done this and that, or called
Like
shady by
I've had
someone that's more
friends.
shady.
hmm I've had friends on this avenue who are like, "Don't you want to know what they're saying about you?" No, no, I don't. Not at all.
Then what you
Don't
don't
care.
know won't hurt you.
Exactly. So if you don't know what's going on, who cares?
Yep, because you don't know.
I
And
don't want to know.
there's been times that I've not found out like that someone's been really nasty about me for months. Oh, didn't you ever see that? No. Well, I'm glad I
No,
didn't,
not really.
because
And
by that
once
time,
again,
when
still
that
don't
much
care.
time has gone by and they stop talking about you, then they realize if you're not going to react to it, it's not going to do anything to you, you know. But I must say that, you know, there's been some bullies on here that I haven't been very happy with. But
In the beginning, I think I ran scared a lot. Um, but watching and seeing, and and I see how the internet, if one person says something and a lot of people
they're
choose that they don't like you, and they decide, everybody will jump on that bandwagon of not liking you. You know what I mean?
that's
And
what hi, Kim. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen her in ages. Hi,
is it Kim A?
Kim S.
Oh God, Kim. Hi, sweetie. Hi.
Uh-oh. Who's true that retired? They're
Huh?
trying to come up on panel. The name is True that retired. Is that True Helper?
No, because I already saw True Helper this morning.
Okay. Then I'm not letting them up. I'm not letting you up because I don't see you. So
Yeah, I don't know who that
and
is at all.
I've been
Sorry, Charlie.
yeah, sorry about that. But I don't know who you are. And
Sorry, Charlie.
I have been porned once before. So
Oh
no,
dear
thank
God
you.
Almighty.
Were you in here that time?
I've been in so many chats that've been porned.
I,
I don't
I let
know.
someone up, and then all of a sudden, I mean,
It's like, oh my God.
I
There was
panicked so bad I didn't know how to get. I'm like, I was so afraid to lose my
I think it
channel.
was Marissa's channel that I remembered. It was holy
Oh,
serious.
come back, True Helper.
Oh, was it True Helper?
Yeah, he just said it was him.
Oh, well, you changed your name since this morning.
Oh, come back. It's just that I didn't recognize your name.
No, and he knows that. He knows that.
I'm so sorry. Come back up.
Come back.
Yes, come back.
I feel like I'm Rose in the come back, Jack. Jack, come back.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he's got his regular name. Hi.
That's him. Okay, good.
True retired, and I asked Ginger, I said, do you know someone named True retired? And she goes, no, I don't know.
Like, yeah, I just saw you this morning. I'm like,
And he says, that's what she said. I just saw him. So,
Yeah,
well, I don't know
I
that one.
forgot that the name isn't compressed. I keep forgetting that, so I had it as True That Retired Guy Helper. No, just a little middle finger to more than a few people out there. Yeah,
Oh, I see what you
I
mean.
retired that guy.
I
Ding
did that
ding
one
ding
time
ding ding ding
someone was
ding
going
ding.
after me and I changed my name and I had forgotten I changed my name to the evil one. And I tried to get up on someone's panel and they were like,
The
now
evil one.
show me who you are.
Oh hell no, you ain't.
Yeah. Oh no, you didn't.
The evil one. Right. That's you, Carla.
Well, that's because people were portraying me as being this
The
horrible
evil
person.
one.
Yeah. So I changed my name to the evil one. I was
True
like,
helper. Were you by any chance listening to Preston and Steve this morning? They were talking about canceling plans.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. I was peeing my pants. I was laughing so hard. I think that's like literally why I went live because I thought that was, they played the Tom Papa or John Papa, whatever his name is.
Mm,
Oh my God. That was hilarious. That was
that,
so funny.
I recommend them to just about everybody.
I do too because it's not just a Philly thing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Preston and Steve, guys, like when you wake up in the morning, it's their morning show from around here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if I can, I'll drop it in the chat when I'm done here. But they
Yeah,
are hilarious in the morning, and they go live on YouTube. So we see each other in the chat every morning. What's up?
mm-hmm.
Basically awake.
And it's a safe haven. You ain't got to worry about politics and all
Nope.
kinds of other nasty
Nothing,
crap.
and it's just perfect. And there's some people that I've gotten to know that I see on the daily. You're one of them.
And I don't know if you remember the chat some about a month ago or so, but I ended up actually running a vacuum out to that Cindy O'Terry on that on in chat there.
Shut up! No
I kid you
way.
not. Yeah, yeah. And I felt
I
bad for
talked to
Nick too.
Cindy O'Terry too. I talked to her.
Yeah, oh yeah, ask her about it. I dropped her off. We just got a new vacuum, and she was in the chat talking about she had these problems with fleas and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh damn, I know that feeling all too well from years ago. How
Uh-huh.
can I help?
Oh, that
So
was nice of you. True helper,
yeah.
helping out again.
Oh, I felt bad for Nick too because I'm sitting there trying to put some contact information in there, but I'm deleting it and I keep asking her. And then I realize I'm like, oh hell, I've just taken up like half the chat trying to do this incognito thing when I could have just dropped her an email or something. So yeah, that was funny. But whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, I tell you, I love those guys, and no matter what job site we're on or whatever, they always have a knack of lifting up our days. And
They're funny. They're just,
mm-hmm.
and I say that to Preston. Like, I haven't seen him in a long time, but I said it to him in passing. Like, I don't know how you come up with all these ideas every day. That is just absolutely so funny each and every time.
Oh no! With as much as they do for the community and working through Phil Abundance, I mean, it's just amazing what
I'm
they do
sorry,
all the time.
Carla. I think we're making you feel left out.
no,
I'm
no,
so
no, no,
sorry.
no, that's okay. I love listening about those guys. You always talk about them.
I try to share them stuff too, but
I've always missed their shows, but one of these mornings I'll make it there.
oh,
Yeah,
they're on from 6 to 10.
yeah. Well, 6:30 to 10:30, give or take. Usually, they hand the reins over to Pierre Robert there at around
Pierre.
10:30. Yeah,
I
he's
love
a
Pierre.
40 years. Just celebrated 40 years being on
You
the
know,
road.
they sound like
years.
they would be fun to listen to on your way to work. Like, you know how you
Oh,
put my
hysterical.
phone,
Yeah.
my phone on. I can listen to YouTube while I'm on my way to work.
Now, I can remember back in the day when they used to be on a different channel, and I would be driving into work listening to them, and you would look at the people because you were stuck in traffic, and you could
Mm,
tell because they would be people would be laughing at the same time. You were like,
yeah.
they're listening too. They're listening too.
Yeah, the whole Y100 days. I'll never forget when they just kind of cut them out. That was unbelievable. One day,
Oh,
just woke
I'm
up, turned them on, like, wait, they're not there. What the hell's
yeah,
happening?
yeah. They changed the format. When they change the format, it's over. And that's the
Yeah.
great thing about the radio station here in Philly, 93.3. They've been around for 40 years. As he was saying, there's this guy. His name is Pierre Robert, although his name is Peter Robert. Just saying.
Mm,
I know. I'm like, isn't that interesting how he like put the little twist on his name? But see, Pierre's
uh,
like this old hippie, and
it,
He's got like gray in part of his hair, and he dyes the other part of it. His hair's all long. He's got this long like goatee and beard, and he drives a Volkswagen tie-dyed bus.
Yep.
Oh
Old
my God.
Minerva. Old
Do you
Minerva.
remember when we played them trying, like, I don't know what they were trying to eat.
Oh, that was
But
that
it
was the
was
Swiss canned meat, or
so funny. Oh my God. I was almost peeing my
Preston's
pants.
like,
The guy could not eat it. He couldn't
so
get
you know exactly what we're talking about. When they
Yep.
opened that Swiss canned stuff. Oh my God. Oh my.
It's hilarious. I'm
And
telling you.
he was like throwing up in the garbage can.
Ooh,
He
and
was
Steve
like,
ate
"Ugh."
and Steve ate it. Ooh.
I know he did.
Well, when you see
I
him, you kind of
remember.
you kind of figure out why he don't give a damn about it.
Yeah.
Plus, he's an old school
He
comedian.
really is. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
he really
Do they
is. And
always
I've known
do
him.
they
I've known him
always
for a while.
do they always dare each other to do stuff?
Well, it's not every day, but they have such a good difference. It all balances out, and they have so many different parts of their show. They have different things called like the bizarre files, where they'll cover a
All
handful of
different
topics
crazy
that
weird
just are
things. Yeah.
off the wall. Oh yeah, yeah. And then Hollywood trash, where they'll cover like famous people and all, and then they'll have a wide variety of guests and I'm going to bring him up. Brian Dawkins. Oh, that's somebody's fave. And they bring all kinds of Philly celebrities, and they've had everybody from John Travolta. I mean, you name a Hollywood actor or
Yeah,
actress,
they've had
they've
them
had
on.
them
They've
on.
met them and stuff. Yeah. They're
Oh yeah.
That's
and
sweet.
everybody loves them because they are
Mm-hmm.
so cool. And
Yeah.
all the celebrities who like ever come on, I know who their worst celebrity was though, and that they absolutely despise. You would be completely shocked.
Okay, I just
Do-
have to read this comment. Santiago Feliciano says, Carla, you and your friends' channels are the best YouTuber ever, and I wish I could have more YouTubers with God's blessings with this beautiful channel. Oh, thank you.
Aw,
I
Mm.
appreciate
thanks.
that.
And that's the thing.
It's
Like I
like,
try to bring positivity, but unfortunately, there are days that I am down, and now I feel better. So you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean. Like people say, well, why do you put yourself through the negative? And I said, for the positive, because there's much more
Correct.
positive on here than there is negative.
Correct.
And
Amen to
like
that.
come in my chat in the early morning or morning, depends. Now lately I've been going all kinds of times, but they're usually pretty good. I don't get many trolls. I get the odd nasty one, but
Do you
not
remember
really.
that? Do you remember the day that you had nothing but trolls?
Oh my God, I got 5,000 views on that. Oh my
5,000
God,
was troll
that
after
was
troll.
horrible.
I'm like, how
And
the
then
hell
names.
does this happen?
Someone put my channel link, I think, in a gaming community or
Yep. That's what they'll do. They've done that
and
to a few true crime channels that
yeah,
I'm familiar with. Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
they just kept coming in one after another, and
So
I was
wait a
just
minute.
like,
So is the gaming community nothing but a bunch of trolls?
Oh, they'll troll the hell out of you. Absolutely.
yeah, they just
That's a
kept.
game.
Yes,
Hey,
I'm talking about you, Richard
and
Groiper.
sometimes they'll try to one up each other. So they try to see who can do the best troll, who can get the chat taken
Yeah, they
down,
one
who can
up
get the
each other.
channel
Yeah,
taken down. Oh, they go ape shit. They
and
go
I
absolutely ape shit.
had Hello Starlight, I had Ash274. I don't know. I had a bunch of mods that were playing Whack-A-Troll, and so as soon as
Oh,
somebody
I
would
was
come
in
in,
there.
they
I
would
was doing
block.
it.
Yeah, that's what they were just. I got
Oh,
5,000 some odd views on that.
Hello Starlight though was really good at that. She was
Oh God,
super good at whacking
she
those
was.
trolls.
Oh
I
yeah.
would give her that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, because I couldn't. I'm not even a good moderator on my own channel because I miss everything. I miss the troll. And the thing that scares me the most is if I miss a dox or something, because some people use their first and last names like
Mm.
Richard Groiper. How would I know if that's his real name or that's his YouTube name?
When
Like
I first
Yeah,
started
right.
out, I had my first and last name on here. It was Marissa's like, "Are
I
you out
did
of your mind?"
I
I'm like,
did too.
"Why?" I had
I
no
did
idea.
too. I did too. I had mine because because I didn't know any better. I didn't know there was
Don't
anything.
ever
like
put your real name. And I'm like, for
No.
what reason? 3 years later, oh my God, yeah, that would have been hell if I had my real name.
She's doxed herself so many times. Like I don't even
Yeah.
think she cares
Hey,
anymore.
live and learn. Live and learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do, especially on these social media platforms. You know, I tell you, I actually it was it's coincidental. Ginger Locks, that you were talking about how President Steve helped pick us up and all that, because I was actually pissed off as hell earlier. YouTube yet again was at it. We had a live stream last night. It was putting out some medical facts and stuff like that, and then they removed the video for medical misinformation. So I'm like, okay, ask them this, riddle me this, you bunch of assholes.
Oh my
Point out and
God.
highlight the actual medical misinformation, because everything that was sourced, mind you, came from areas like the CDC, New England Journal of Medicine, all these other things. I like to do my research, so I'm like, so where is it? I say, yeah, waiting to get back to us on that one, but it just it's always little things like that that tend to kick you right in the
Someone
ding
lost
ding in the
their
morning.
channel for that medical misinformation.
That's
And
ridiculous.
yeah,
And
I know someone that lost their channel.
and isn't it ironic,
And he had
because
6,000 subs.
these platforms, right, that they'll do things like that, and they'll ban out, they'll intentionally ban conservative voices, but yet they'll actually
Yeah, they do.
allow certain terroristic
Yeah,
channels to be on their
Rhetoric.
platforms. Are you
yep.
kidding me? You kidding me? Like
I
actual,
don't
I'm
get it.
sorry, I shouldn't even say that word. I'll make the YouTube algos go nuts. Then a Google model show up. What are you all doing? Are you minding P's and Q's? Yeah, kiss my ass. There you go, kiss my ass. Pucker up, Buttercup. Coming in
Well, I
hot.
used to think it was, I never understood it, but I used to think it was freedom of speech. But I've said certain
There
things
is
on
no
my channel.
such thing.
I've said certain things on my channel, especially during COVID, where there would be a big thing underneath saying this was misinformation or that was, especially during the election. Oh, during the election was bad.
Oh yeah, it was all about bias and
It
all
was
that. You know,
horrible.
I mean, when you consider some of the most well-known facts, such as you have 6 major corporations that own over 92 to 94% of all the mainstream media that people consume on a daily basis. Yeah,
That
tell
is
me there's
so
no bias behind it. You know what
aware.
I mean? It's just crazy. It
Like,
really is. But I
and
try
when
not
it
to.
comes down to that kind of stuff, like, because I am a libertarian, I am not a conservative. So as somebody who is a libertarian, I can see that the conservative voices are being silenced. They do not want conservatives around. They want you to think that conservatives no longer exist.
And they'll put a big blue thing underneath your video.
I
It's
find it funny.
insane.
I tell
You're
people all the
wrong.
time, live and let live. Live and let live. I don't give a damn if somebody's left, right, center. I don't care what you are.
I
It's
don't either.
wrong. What's wrong is wrong. What's right is right. And as long as you're trying to do something better for yourselves, your family, you're not hurting any others, you know what I mean? You're not taking money out of other people's pockets. I'm fine with you. I'm good. It is what it is.
I keep telling my mom and dad, please stop watching network news. They don't believe me. They don't believe
Well,
me. They
you,
think I'm crazy to tell them that the network news is lying to them
you know
and
how you
not informing you on everything that's going on.
But you know how you could do it. There are actually some very good truther channels out there that show the actual Mockingbird media and a lot of the hypocrisy
I've
and the
seen it.
lies that they put out. And you just show them a couple of those little videos. Say like, look, no pressure, nothing like that, but just check this out. I mean, it stems back
It's like
with
they don't want to know.
yeah, I mean, look, you got to think about it. When you have somebody's core beliefs and their fundamental foundation, their ideology is based on what they've been raised with their whole lives, and you got people like James Earl Jones, the most trusted name in news for CNN and all them. I mean, a lot of people, and I was one of them years ago when I was a young cat. I'm
I
like,
was a oh
yeah,
God,
well, they
I was
got
a
to be telling the
hardcore
truth.
Democrat for most of my life. Now
Oh,
I'm a
I was
libertarian.
too. I was too, and then of course I got into like the second week of the whole Hope and Chains BS from good old Barry there, and yeah,
Gotcha.
I knew I had to walk away from
You
that
know what
whole
my husband
nonsense.
said this morning? Because he mailed something out for me and it was like, it cost us $25. It was just a little tiny package. And he
You're
said,
kidding.
says,
Wow.
well, you can thank Biden for that. He says that about everything. He says that about gas. He said gas prices are going up.
Well,
Well,
that
you can
I will
thank
agree with him on
Biden
that.
for
That
that.
is Biden. Yep, that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. This
That
time
is.
last year, it was $1.46 cheaper around these parts per gallon. And not to mention, we were energy independent this time last year.
And
We had things like the Keystone Pipeline project. The first day in office, he came in, he killed it, 10,000 plus jobs. The ripple effect, probably 5 times that amount just off that one project alone. And now we're relying again on others. And now we're having to import. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? And again, this ain't about a T-man thing and the left and right. This is about actions. Hey,
Right.
that just pisses me off. But hey,
things that
Oh,
I
that
just don't
digress.
pisses my husband
that
off.
doesn't make sense. When things that are happening that don't add up, that's where
Hmm.
I question. And see, when I say stuff like to my parents and my sisters, because we've and my parents have been Republicans their whole life. So
Mm,
unfortunately, I do have a sister who is in law, and apparently they just go with whatever she believes. So for me,
right,
that infuriates me that you are letting your child pick what you believe. And that,
right.
and see, I'm your child too. I'm saying, hey, but there's some inconsistencies. Look them up. They don't want to look it up.
Tamara says there are bumper stickers on gas pumps saying this is Biden's fault. I believe it.
Yeah, I've
I
seen them all
believe
over
it.
too. The FJB and Let's Go Brandon, all that good stuff. I'm telling you, they find new ways all the time to clown on, on that administration. It's humorous, but look, I believe everything happens for a reason. I really do. And whether or not, whether or not the last election was taken or whatever, the conspiracy, whatever it is, okay, I believe that we were meant to go through this and suffer and endure these times to make us better Americans, because now people are waking up, and I see it every day on a lot of these conservative and black conservative patriot channels and many others. We have so many people that are coming over from the left and the center, and I mean, people are just done. They're tired. They're tired of all this nonsense that's been going on, and they see the actual differences, even through COVID. They see the differences from just a year ago till now. You know
Oh,
what I mean? So there's no
COVID
excuse.
was probably the one thing that seriously knocked me over, that what I believed wasn't happening. Like
Mm,
me, as the Democrat of the 90s and the early 2000s, the Democrat that I knew and thought I was is
mm,
gone. That's not the Democrat Party now. And my mom says
yeah,
the same thing about the Republican Party, which you're right.
mm,
Everything has changed. Everything
yep,
has
yep,
changed. And if
yep,
you aren't paying attention on your own to and listening to some of these people who've got nothing to gain and nothing to lose by putting out this information, where network news, sorry, they're getting millions and millions and millions of dollars to do what they're doing.
yep,
Well,
to run their
Biden's
narratives and
So,
their agenda.
telling everybody
Absolutely.
to wear masks while he's holding a mask down by his side. I'm like,
Oh, let's not get started on Dr. Fallacy. Mr. Old back in January of 2020. No, no mask needed. Then mask. Then no mask. Then two masks. And coming from a guy that got caught with his hand in the cookie jar with the whole, well, I'm not even going to say the names because trust and believe, after seeing that video taken down last night, I'm sure they would love to take down any of this medical misinformation. Yeah,
oh,
okay,
so yeah, but
okay,
it's only
kiss my
medical
ass.
misinformation when you're talking about COVID.
Mm-hmm. But yet that man gets caught actually doing gain of function research and stuff like that. Gets caught in emails actively communicating with those people over there in the old CCP. But yet, oh no, no, nothing wrong, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. I'm gonna
And
go sell
see,
some propane.
I don't consider myself, I was not a Trump supporter per se. I was more of the fact of, all right, I don't want to see our country fail. That's kind of what it was. And
Yep,
I didn't see it going well with Biden because of his age, and I had seen plenty of things to prove that his wits were not the same that even that it was when he was vice president with Barack.
yep, yep.
He's just not there.
That woman,
And
that man was in Congress for over 3+ decades and had only a handful of bills that he actually was able to push through and get into legislation. Are you kidding me? Like, it kind of says it all. That's why I always tell people, it's not about a left or right thing. It's about the the productivity of a man and or woman. You go to what their record is, and every single senator, congressperson, all that. It's easy to find what their record is, the way that they vote, what they, what their ideologies are, what they
Well,
believe in. It's
that's where
very easy to
it's
find these
just the
things out.
party. That's where now it's all about the party. It's not about what's going on in our country. It's about the cult that you believe. And I'm sorry, say what it is. Whether you're right wing, left wing, it's like a certain ideology that you follow, and
Yeah. And isn't that a
it's like a
shame?
cult, and you
Yeah.
believe it. So for someone like me who steps back and goes, all right, nothing's making sense to me, so I'm going to look at this with it. And still, when I've done that, things still aren't making sense to me, and
Yep.
I've
and
heard
it's still
so many people that voted for Biden say they regret it now.
Oh, buyer's remorse. Yep.
So many people.
We hear it every night. Hey, and I encourage, that any of y'all get a little bored or whatever else. Uh, a friend of mine, Anthony Brian Logan, he's got a channel along with Brandon Tatum. He's usually live on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. He goes live at 8 o'clock, and he does a lot of very unbiased reporting about the news. He calls them out on their stuff, and then he has a call-in for the last 2 hours where anybody that's watching can call in and discuss topics and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, when you have so many people like him that are stepping up, I mean, we're just seeing the numbers balloon, and many people are former Democrats or who were otherwise neutral before the election, and now they're like, "What the hell's going on?" Like
you know
everything they've
what's
heard from these different parties, like it's a big cluster F right now.
the most of the people that I'm hanging out with, like that I see, and like friends and groups of friends, they're all over all this shit. Like they're over it.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah,
I don't think some of them understand that your vote and how it affects this, and this, because they just don't find out the facts and information. And for me, when I went through everything during the riots, for me it was almost like this is not happening. This isn't happening, and it was like everything that you believed is now not there.
hey,
Everything
hey,
that you
hey,
thought.
hey, they weren't riots, they were peaceful protests. Stop that. You stop that misinformation now.
Well, look at
Stop it.
Portland, Oregon. Look at Portland, Oregon right now. My sister, who is the big liberal, she left. She left and moved to Washington State. Why?
Yeah, why?
Because they're destroying Portland, Oregon.
Yep. And you barely see any mainstream cover about it.
No,
Yep.
not mainstream.
Nope. Because they want to control the narrative yet again. Just
And
like they
see,
did with that poor.
and to me, this is to me, this is not political. This is like reality of stuff that really is going on. And if you're on
Yes.
YouTube to check
Yes.
things out, you can see it. I'm not talking as a Republican, a Democrat, or honestly a libertarian. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. And have you noticed that all the mainstream outlets are now trying to gravitate over to the social media platforms? Because this time, about 3 years ago, all of them clowned on YouTube, clowned on Facebook, clowned on many other of the social media apps, saying, "Oh, they don't have any clout or whatever else." But when you get people out there like Mark Dice or many of these other these comedian type commentators that are getting more views in a night than even a CNN is. I mean, yeah, they saw that and they're like, oh, yeah. And now you see them all over here. You see the ABCs, the NBCs. And when you try to research a news story, now you see a lot of them come up. But hell, I'm more inclined to go to like Crime Talk with Scott Rice or Duty
Yeah,
Line or any one of them.
I
I'll go
don't
to them to
trust
get my info
NBC,
first.
ABC. I don't trust NBC, ABC,
Nope,
CNN, or
none of them.
Fox. Believe it
None
or
of them.
not, if the one I will listen to the most that I feel is the less bias of all of them, and it's not always, I'm just saying amongst all the other organizations,
The lesser of all evils. Yes.
the lesser of all evils is CBS.
What, really? Really? Yeah,
That's what
I
I
haven't
see.
watched any of them for a while. So, wow.
CBS, I find tries not to go political as much as possible, and I have noticed that, and I think for them it's working well because now I'm actually watching quite a bit of some of their stuff.
I'll be
Believe it or
damned.
not.
I'll be damned.
Okay,
I'll have to
so
turn them on
Richard
and check
says
them out.
the popular vote tally alone is extremely suspicious if you remember that he had basically shut down his campaign months before the election.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you.
Or
And
that he had basically zero
I'm sorry.
enthusiasm publicly.
Oh, sorry.
And then
I didn't
all
mean
of
to
a
cut you
sudden,
off.
he believed all
I think
these
a lot
things
of
that he
people have
never
said that.
believed before.
And like what we saw in person, I remember all over Pennsylvania when T-Man was around, he was filling stadiums of 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people, had 30 to 40,000 people waiting out in the freezing rain and snow because of overcapacity. And good old Potato, good old Joe, Uncle Joe there, couldn't even fill a high school stadium. And you want me to believe he was the most voted for president in U.S. history? Come on, you ain't gonna
I
smack me in the
sure
face with a.
don't believe it in Pennsylvania. Like,
Well, no, because I'm sorry, even like around me alone, like, and I'm right across from Bucks County,
Hmm.
and I don't know anybody who is a Biden supporter. I really don't. I don't know, I've had friends who come up to me and go, and I don't tell them one way or another how I am, because I don't like leaning, I don't like putting politics out there amongst friends, because that's just a
That's
great way to
smart.
kill friends.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Smart. Very smart. You're
Yeah.
right.
So I just say, don't talk about it. But like, we went to a party, and, you know, everyone was just like, let's go, Brandon. I'm like, oh, so we're open about it now. Okay, good. Like, all right.
uh, that was priceless. I couldn't believe that they had like in the YouTube the I can't remember what it is, the YouTube music
Algorithm.
lists or whatever. They had
Mhm.
5 conservative artists, the rappers that had taken the top 5 spots for that "Let's Go Brandon" song and versions,
There's so many
comparable
different
versions. I was
versions of it
laughing my
too.
ass off.
Yeah, I
I was
mean,
laughing my
there's got
ass
to be
off.
something there. If this many people are going and putting this stuff out there, why are these people putting this stuff out there? Why are there now rap songs? You
Well, because
know,
they're the people are tired of it. They're just tired of the same old, same old. And again, you got a guy that can barely form 2 sentences. And you know what? I'm not throwing shit on him. Like, I think I put it out there before.
I feel
My,
bad
my
for him,
mom, God rest
honestly.
her soul, she dealt with senior citizens all the time, all the time. And I know what cognitive decline and dementia and many things like that,
Yep.
what that looks like. And I believe that was elder abuse to do that to that man, to put him in that type of position. But they had no one else at the time. So they went with the guy that had the longest reputation, or at least people, obviously being around with good old
Being
Bowery
around in
for
politics
8
that long
years
as
and
he
all that
was.
stuff.
Yep.
Yes, yep. So they wanted somebody that was familiar. They threw him in, and I guarantee you they had no idea how truly bad he really was.
You know what's
And
funny? I can
it's
remember
disgusting.
going, if I said, I did say, and this was like before the pandemic and everything, and I looked at my husband, I said, if Biden runs, I'm voting for him. And he's like, vote for whoever you want. But, of course he had everything to say about it. But at the same time, I was like, you're not going to change my mind. So
Right,
when we
right.
went through 2020 and the riots and the everything and the lack of,
Peaceful protest now. No,
yeah, and that's where, and see, you were in Philly. I was worried about my parents who were in Philly, because of what was going on at Franklin Mills. But this was all peaceful, guys. Like, this wasn't bad. No, it's all peaceful. That's where I think for me, I went, oh my God, we're being lied to so badly. And that's where I woke up. That is
Yep,
that May of
yep,
2020. I swear to God, I sniffed something and I woke up. And it
yep.
was just like, I didn't want to wake up as I was like, I want to go back to the way I felt. That was a
Yeah.
much better feeling. This isn't a
Mm-hmm.
good feeling at all.
No.
This is not a feeling I want.
That's what happens when you take somebody out of their comfort zone from something they
Oh,
thought they knew for so many years and they were
yeah,
raised
and
on, and
that
all of a
and
sudden
that
it's
was
all a
me.
lie.
Yeah,
Yep, yep,
I totally, and
yeah.
it was legitimately just comparing, and from what I was seeing, what I knew, to what they were. I'm like, why? Why aren't you telling us why? Why? And
did you
and
see
and
what Richard said? He said, "So I'm supposed to believe that Joe Biden ran such a perfect campaign that he could shut down months before that, then smash the popular vote record."
I know, I know. Look, we all know what the truth is. It's just, like I said, we've got to take our lickings. Again, I believe all will be as God wills it, and I believe that we were meant to go through this to help wake up the rest of the Americans that have been asleep for so long. I truly believe in that. I really do.
and I'm
And
not, and I'm saying the year 2020 really, really, really woke me up. Like, really woke me up to a
I,
point that I didn't want to be there at all.
I don't blame you. I don't
How
blame you.
about you, Carla?
Oh, yeah.
Have you always felt this way, or have you been like a Democrat where there was a point where you were like, wait a minute?
No, I never liked Trump the man,
Neither.
but I did like
Neither.
Trump the politician. I did like him. After, my husband and I had many discussions because you can't base your vote on someone you dislike as a person. You have to base your vote on what he's done for this country.
And see, that's where people are getting
He's done
confused.
everything he said he was going to do.
You know,
Damn, I like your husband.
everybody,
Oh yeah, he's
everybody has
pro
said,
Trump.
Joe, but he's such a
He
good
woke me
man.
up in the middle
His
of the night
family
to tell
went
me
through so
Trump
much.
was elected. The
I'm
first
sorry.
time Trump was elected, my husband woke me up in the middle of the night, and he never wakes me up. And he goes, "Trump won." He was so happy. Oh God,
I woke up in
let me
shock that
process
day.
this.
I went, what? No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
Because
really
I
didn't
thought
think
we
he
were
had a
looking at
chance of
Hillary.
winning.
Oh boy.
oh God, thank God for that.
Oh my
Thank
God.
Well, look, you
God
got to
that
look
didn't
at all
happen.
the good he's done, really. Like in his.
He prevented
Meanwhile,
Hillary
going
Clinton from
through,
getting into office. So give him
but
that.
all the shit that they threw at him during that 4 years, like they were always after him. They were trying to get rid of him the whole time he was in office, and yet
Yep.
he managed to, you know, get rid of ISIS, and he did a
And
lot of
they're
good.
all back.
Yeah, exactly. And look what they did to our brave men and women, not to mention so many other victims they made out of people over in Afghanistan. That was
Not to
disgusting
mention
what
that
they did over there.
Joe Biden gave Afghanistan all
That
of
food.
our no, all of our ammunition,
Oh,
all
yeah.
of our
Yeah, the
tanks, all of our
ammunition
everything,
and the
so they
food
can
was
use
going
it
to
against
our
us.
enemies.
Yep. $90
It's like,
billion, if I'm not mistaken. $90
See, this
billion
is the
worth
shit
of
that pisses
equipment
me off.
and weaponry. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're not going to find that on the network news. Just saying.
No,
no,
you won't. You won't. But
no.
like I said, look, all this is meant for a reason, y'all. No worries. I'm telling you, I see it every day. I see it every time I go on one of these conservative podcasts or anything in between. I see a lot of people. When you got people like Tim Pool and other former hardcore lefties that are like, to hell with that. And
Look
they're
at
like,
Bill
we just
Maher.
want something good for our country. Ah, yeah, Bill Maher. He's another one. I couldn't
Bill Maher
stand him.
changed.
And now he's actually making sense for a change. I'm like, wow,
Yes.
okay, here we go. Here we go.
And believe it or not, Jon Stewart's making a little sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jon Stewart's a very, very intellectual guy. He is
He's
very
so
smart,
smart.
very smart. And I tell you, my heart, I knew, even though obviously two totally, we're polar opposites. However, for what he did for the survivors of 9/11 and all that, my
Unbelievable.
hat goes off to him. He is an amazing man for doing that.
He is our hometown hero.
Mm-hmm.
I live in
Amen to that.
I live in the hometown that he was born and raised. And
Amen.
the funny thing is there's quite a few of the Leibowitzes around. So
Okay.
yeah, quite a few of them still around. So
Hmm.
in the neighborhood as well. But I never
That's
see
cool.
John here, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's got such a celebrity status. I'm sure they probably be like, no, that's okay. You can stay away for a little while. We don't need the town turned upside down.
Oh well, no, he's got a show on Apple TV now.
Oh, does he?
He
Cool.
does.
I'm gonna have to
Yes.
check him out. He really is.
Yes.
I tell you, I wouldn't want to debate him. I'll be honest, and you know me, I'd love to debate anybody, but I wouldn't want to debate him.
Right. No, he's a good debater, man.
He
He
whooped
can
my
make the
ass.
smartest
Like you
person look
said, during
absolutely dumb.
election night, Trump was ahead in every single swing state. Then mysteriously, they needed to stop counting in
Yep.
certain states because it was 9 p.m. What do you think happened after that?
Oh, I think we have an idea of what happened, but unfortunately, and this is the other thing that people put
There's
out there.
no
Well,
complete
there's no
proof.
proof of this, and that, and the other. Why would thousands of people sign affidavits that, by being found guilty of perjury, could serve federal time? These were selfless, brave patriots who stepped forward, and many Democrats as well, who wanted to keep things square, straight down the middle. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, and they also signed affidavits. with the penalty of perjury if they were lying. So why would they do all that? You know what I mean? Why would somebody
See, this is
do?
the stuff that makes my insides get sick because I don't
Yeah.
it's like this
We need to do away with the
there's
Dominion
something
machines.
wrong here.
Yep, we need to do away with the Dominion machines. We need to go back a little more old school. We have to have better oversight, authority, and control over our elections. Make sure all this stuff, these other videos that surfaced about people riding around in different communities, like the Muslim communities and many others, where they were actually bribing their neighbors to vote certain ways, or they would just pay them off and fill out the ballots. I was like, what? And this is confirmed. This is fact. People like Project Veritas and many of those had covered these and showed the actual people. And I love when people say like, "Oh, Project Veritas, they're not valid source of news." They're showing the people doing it. It's in the people's own voices in actions. So that's a lie.
I
How's that a
saw
lie?
something, and
It's
I
crazy.
did see a video, and it was from election night, and they showed once everything closed down, things did not close down. Things
Nope.
did not stop.
Yep.
And there is video proof out there, whether
Yep.
people want to believe it or not. And I'm sure it's been taken down on every avenue because
Oh
I
yeah.
saw this for my own
Totes.
eyes.
Yep. You're
And
right.
it once again made me absolutely sick to my stomach.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Totes came out from underneath the stinking tables. It even
Mm-hmm.
passed the
Oh
time they
yeah,
were
yep.
supposed to cut off.
You're
Yep.
talking about the video I saw. Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep. And then all of a sudden they had magic water main breaks and sewage leaks and all this. Come on, it's just nonsense with some of
I mean,
just the
just look at the world that
stories
we
they
live in
tried to
right
run.
now. Look at this world that we are living in. Look at this world. This
Mm-hmm.
world's a fucking mess.
Well, hey, look,
America is a fucking mess.
we're gonna get through it. I promise you that. Things already are starting to
Oh
get
my
better.
I'm
God.
putting my faith in you right now. I'm putting all
I,
my
I
faith in you.
trust and believe. We're
I'm,
coming back. We're coming
I
back because you
hope
know what? It's
so.
not about left or right. It's about right and
it's
wrong. And
not,
many
no, it's
Americans are
just
wanting to
about to
see our
live
country do better.
normally with our rights, our normal rights that we should have as human beings, which is slowly being taken away from us. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. That's
Well,
all.
trust and believe with some of these jab things and all that stuff that there's still plenty to do in the Supreme Court, and I do believe that they will find certain actions taken by this certain administration to be unconstitutional. And when they make that ruling, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. They cannot go back on it. The Supreme Court is the end all, be all within the United States of America, and they will have to adhere and stop violating many Americans' rights. And then you'll see the subsequent lawsuits that come from it, because some of these poor doctors and nurses and many people that either for religious exemption reasons or because of them not being
Health
able or not wanting to get it.
or
Yes,
health.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And now they're being fired. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, because when I was in Temple, there was a nurse who was helping me, and she had said to me, "I'm not getting the flu vaccine, or the COVID vaccine when it comes out." And I looked at her and I said, "How come?" She said, "I want to have children, and we don't know what's in these vaccines." So I'm assuming either A, she had to get the vaccine, or she doesn't have a job.
Well, they've threatened a lot of people with not
Healthcare workers have all been threatened
being
if they
able to
had to
work.
get it.
They don't get the vaccine. So do firemen. I think firemen was the one I saw on TV where they were protesting because a lot of them didn't want to.
You know, Carla, like
I have been.
if around the world, I've been, and it literally, it's not something that I'm looking for. It will just pop up in my feed where all around the world, the protests amongst the mandates, because people don't want to be mandated. It's not necessarily that they're necessarily anti-vaccine. They just don't want the government to say, you have to do this. And I'm not just talking about the United States government. I'm talking about Australia. I'm talking about Germany. I'm talking about Austria. I'm talking about England, Paris, where people are, the Brazil, where people are coming out screaming that they do not want this. But they're not showing you that. It is not being shown. That part's not being shown.
True Helper jumped down because his battery is dead.
Ah,
And
understandable.
hi,
I'm probably
Kimberly.
there too.
I have to I have to end this. Mr. Positive, I was posting your comments. I don't know if you saw them. I just didn't want to interrupt while they were talking. I kind of
Oh,
had
I'm
to.
sorry. And it wasn't that we were trying to, I'm sorry.
Well, it's because he has an opposing opinion, and I think he thought that I wasn't posting his comments because he has an opposing opinion.
What is
Which
Mr. Positive says? It benefits one side, it seems, Richard.
he said, I know why the reason it is a logical reason how those numbers jumped, but that is okay. Opinions are welcome. And yeah, your opinion is welcome here.
Yeah, no, and Mr. Positive, this isn't, like I said, I'm a libertarian, and I feel like I'm in like an outsider looking in, and because I don't feel like I fit in to the Democrat, and I definitely don't fit into the Republican. So I'm a person who does not feel like I have a real legit party. I don't. I can only tell you from what I see about things that just don't make sense. And it's not a one-sided opinion because I've been a hardcore Democrat my whole life.
Oh my God, I remember when you were just like you despised Trump.
I still don't like Trump.
I don't like the man.
Still don't like Trump.
Man.
I would rather have Trump the politician right now.
Hi, Mr. Positive.
Hello, how are you guys?
Oh,
Hi,
I
Mr.
wasn't doing
Positive.
that on purpose. I'm sorry if you took it that way. That was not what I meant to do. I was posting your comments, by the way. If you go back.
No. I apologize. I jumped the gun also. You do post everyone's opinion, even if it's different than the panel.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because I am totally against almost everything you guys have said so far, and I can logically think out loud why.
Okay,
And
then
I want
share.
to hear your guys' opinion on it, to be honest.
I would love to hear
Okay.
it. I didn't see what you said because I have the StreamYards going.
That's
but
fine.
I'm not someone who per se is. I'm going to be honest. I don't love this administration by no means. But at the same time, there's just a lot of crazy shit that just doesn't make sense. Like as they said, the peaceful protesting back in the day, it wasn't peaceful.
Right.
Like
No,
that's
I
what I'm
hear
just
you.
saying. It's the inconsistencies that makes me sick to my stomach. That's all.
I hear you. I just want to go one step at a time as I think about it. So if I'm all over the place, forgive me. But to answer many people's question, True Helper, he didn't have to jump down, did he? He didn't have.
No, his phone's dying.
Oh, okay. To answer many people's thoughts in the chat of why people are buyer's remorse about Biden, I still would vote for Biden any day of the week, even though he's a dickhead and stupid and bad for our presidency, because I'm looking at it as a domestic viewpoint.
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't care about the world. I care about the United States of America. Trump did amazing things internationally, right? I get that. But he didn't do us, in my opinion, he didn't do jack shit for domestically. And
why? What is it that you didn't think that he should have done?
Well, January, he knew about COVID-19 in January. We didn't know about it until March.
I disagree.
He's a strong believer in wearing no masks. If he was president today, we would have quadruple the deaths, in my opinion, because of COVID-19, because of his don't care, you don't need to wear a mask crap idea.
Oh, I completely agree with you.
Don't need to vaccinate because blah blah blah. Our numbers would quadruple, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. So that's the first point on there. And I apologize. I keep talking over you. Go ahead, Ginger Wax.
Oh no. I'm just asking you questions. That's all. Because honest to God, like I would love to hear why and how and what you think, because I'm definitely open to that stuff. Because the only thing for me, who was a Democrat, who is now a libertarian, I feel like I said.
Oh, I'm a libertarian all the way too. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So Mr. Groiper says, Mr. Positive, it's not about who won or lost. It's about the perception that our election process is no longer valid.
And I disagree with that too. And I wanted to, and typing that answer out in text was very difficult. So here's my thought on it. Here's my thought on this. The election was not rigged, in my opinion. Listen to my thought process, even if it's a little difficult to understand. Electronically, the votes were more for Trump. The night before everything shut down, the night before the election numbers had to stop, thousands of pieces of mail came in voting for Biden. Why? My thought process and my logical thinking there is Trump said, go out, vote electronically. Those numbers are what's going to be there. Biden was big on stay the fuck home. He didn't say it in those graphic words, but he said, stay the fuck home and vote by mail. Logically speaking, in my brain, all that mail has to come to where it's counted. So thousands upon millions of pieces of mail went at last minute to be counted, and it was for Biden, in my opinion, because the world was sick of people saying, stop killing us. You should have told us in January about COVID-19. We're going to vote for Biden, and we're going to do it his way, which is by mail. And that mail, again, comes late. And that is why the numbers jumped literally overnight, in my opinion. Now, I welcome anyone to tell me how that's not a logical thought process, in your opinion.
Okay, I'm going to say something here. Now, there, what True Helper and I were talking about, that there is a video that came out that night of what happened. I forget what city. It might have been Chicago, actually. And what happened when they shut down everything? Things wound up coming out where they were filling in circles and putting them down. Now, mind you, you cannot find this video now because you, being on the internet as much as we have, you have to see the inconsistencies with what our news puts out compared to what we're seeing on the internet. Do you agree on that?
Well, I think the media is legalized crime.
Okay,
Richard
but
says when numerous discrepancy and inconsistencies happen during the vote counting process and nothing investigated, that should be a problem for everyone,
agreed.
both Democrats and Republicans, I believe.
I would venture to say that it's already been done. All the states that had to be recounted, guess what? They were recounted, and guess what? More votes actually happened to be for Biden when they recounted on the digital system.
But isn't that interesting that after the fact, then there was actually more things for Biden when everything that day was saying and leading up to the fact that looked like Trump was going to be, and then all of a sudden everything changed.
That's because of the mail-in votes that came in late.
I'm going to agree to disagree with you on that.
That's okay. That's my logical thought. It's because the mail-in votes that came in late before it was too late for them to not be counted. Millions of votes had not been counted because Biden told us all to stay home and stay safe to vote. Where Trump didn't care. He said, "Don't wear a mask. Don't do the vaccine. Inject yourself." Blah blah blah.
But
I
disagree with you on that part right there.
That's
Trump
okay.
never said to say. He never said to say, "Don't take the vaccine." It was all basically. He was like, "It should be your personal opinion."
Hey, Mr. Positive, don't messenger, but
and Ginger Locks, I will find the video where he does say it multiple times.
Mr. Positive, don't shoot the messenger, but Richard says the recount isn't an investigation. if you're simply just recounting invalid votes. Don't shoot the messenger.
No,
I just read a comment.
no, that's fine. No, I'm on StreamYards too now, so I can't see what Richard is saying.
Well, I'm just
and God bless Richard for having an opinion and not being rude. I thank you, Richard, very much. Your opinion is validated, and I love everyone's opinion. I'm just listen. I'm not a Biden supporter. I think he's an idiot. I next time if Trump votes, I'm going to vote for Mickey Mouse. That's literally going to be my write-in vote, because I don't believe because my vote doesn't count anyway. That's another issue that I have with our democracy, is our vote doesn't count. And why? It's because of the Electoral College. And you're asking, well, what does that mean? The Electoral College is supposed to vote for the masses. No. In two times in the last decade, the Electoral College was allowed to go against the popular vote, their popular vote in their state. Because they were allowed to do that two times, one of them, and I can't remember the other one, but one of them was the Obama and that religious guy, when they were up for election. The Electoral College won, not the popular vote.
Okay, now.
So in that case, Obama won because of popular vote. I mean, because of Electoral College, not popular vote.
Okay, so True Helper says Trump is the one that put Operation Warp Speed in place to cut the red tape to make these vaccines available to everyone ASAP instead of years down the road, which is how long it usually takes to get.
And True Helper, I don't know the details on that, except that was done 2 months before he was supposed to be jetted out. So technically, the next group of people continued the warp speed, in my opinion. I don't care if I started something today and I leave tomorrow. That whatever I started today is no longer my responsibility. Whoever took it over is their responsibility. Trump started it 2 months before he was out. Again, my opinion.
All right. I do have a question, but
I love questions.
Yeah. And see, we can be adults. We can talk politics and we don't have to chop each other's heads off. You know what I'm talking about?
Right, exactly.
And it's just, to me, the whole inconsistency of everything that just doesn't add up for me. And then I what I do, and what makes me so upset, is like I ask these questions why, and every time when I ask these questions, it always comes to an answer that I don't necessarily like. You know what I mean? And it's not a decision that I'm just trying to feel comfortable. It's obvious. Go ahead, Carla. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just listening. I'm listening. I'm being neutral, not biased. No, I'm posting everybody.
I'm being as neutral as possible.
I'm sorry you felt that I wasn't being fair as far as your comments were, but I was trying to post all the comments. Really.
No, I'm glad he came up so he could say exactly what he feels or how.
Exactly. It's hard to type in a chat when you're.
Yeah.
It is unbelievably. And
it is very, especially when you're passionate, and that's why I didn't want Richard to think I was attacking him just because I don't like some of his content. I really like his opinion today. He's not being rude. He's not being crass. He's just having an opinion right now, and I love that about Richard at the moment. So that's why I was like, I really want to come up on panel and share my thoughts and whether we like each other or don't like each other at the moment. Richard Groper is doing a decent job by not being crass, I guess is the word.
You know, everybody thinks they have the correct answers on what's going on in the world.
Exactly.
Let's face it and see it. And I understand what you're saying. when it comes to, yeah, this is my country. I don't care about the rest of the world. But the fact of the matter is, the real opinion of what a lot of people are saying, and unfortunately what is becoming slightly a little bit more obvious to me now than it ever was before, is one world order. Now I get that is a very right-wing thing to say, and everyone thinks it's a right-wing thing, but at the same time, it's also like, why are we going through all of this? All right, we have this, and I do question this whole virus. I do. Why? Because it started in the same area where there was the coronavirus lab.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that makes me question everything. I don't.
I 1,000% agree with you.
I'm not sure that, this could absolutely be a man-made thing, and all of this was intentional. I don't know.
So True Helper says Operation Warp Speed was officially announced on May 15th, 2020.
When was the election? Can someone remind me? Because I don't do elections because I don't believe in them. I only did it
November of
2020, wasn't it?
Okay, so that's only a couple months. Exactly my point, guys. It started a couple of months before the election, and when
but think
Trump
about
was proven to be outed.
There was no vaccine in March, though. There was absolutely no vaccines in March. When the vaccines were made available, that's when he put that through. There was no vaccines yet. You want to know why? Because I had COVID in March of last year, and there were no vaccines yet.
There was vaccine. I mean, there was COVID. I mean, there was knowledge, and Trump was nasty in his words. There's a recording of Trump admitting of how the world's going to go downhill because of COVID-19 in January.
He wasn't wrong. Think about that. The world has gone downhill.
Yeah. Trump wasn't wrong, but
you agreed on something.
Yeah.
But he held that information until March. That's my point. He didn't tell us, the community, the world.
I had been watching it. Do you know who Marsha White Sharkey is?
Hold on just a second. I have to.
I thought that was me.
Do you know who Marsha White Sharkey is?
What's that?
Oh, he's on the phone. My bad. No, Marsha. Remember Marsha was covering this even in 2019.
Yes, she was.
And we basically...
I didn't take it seriously. You know, when she started covering it, I did not. I thought,
the way it was
it's just another virus. Big deal. Big whoop.
I think it was here in 2019. We just didn't know it yet.
Oh, I know many people that said they were sick, very sick, and it wasn't a normal flu in 2019.
And see, I love the fact that we can sit here and have this type of conversation where people don't have to name,
not scream and yell,
and just say, this is what I think, and you're not going to be shit on for it, And I appreciate you for this. I do.
Yeah, True Helper says China was denying that COVID existed even in March of 2020, and I remember that.
He's right.
Somebody make that make sense to me. Yeah, Trump
because came out of the
Operation Warp Speed. Yeah.
It
takes 5 to 7 jobs to make a job. Yeah.
Even Jon Stewart says that.
Is that you? It didn't sound like yourself.
Oh, I stepped away from the phone.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You sounded like, yeah, you were far away.
Far away. Yeah, I'm cleaning up my table here, getting ready to go out. I gotta go. I did not expect to be on YouTube this long today.
Oh my God, it's been 2 hours again. Like I'm starting to. I can't do this every day. I'm used to it.
I've been on longer because I had my own chat.
Let's go back to late March 2019. Why? What was in late?
No, I don't want to relive 2020 ever again.
No.
Sorry, I had a phone call.
True Helper says China was denying that COVID existed even in March of 2020. So somebody make sense to me. Trump did a lot by putting Operation Warp Speed in place because it takes 5 to 7 years to make a jab.
Damn, that
I'm
was
just
a good
reading
answer.
that to you. Do
No,
not.
I understand, Carla. I get you. I know you're reading comments. I'm just trying to understand
Hi, Natalie.
why Trump didn't tell us in January
Yeah.
when he knew about COVID-19. Why?
Well, like I said,
Again,
there was news reports that it was spreading this way. The administration didn't say, I don't remember when they said something. So I can't agree or disagree with that because I really don't know. But
I remember Richard. He said, do we recall the images and videos coming from China? I do. I remember.
I do. I remember. And see, Marsha covered coronavirus every day. And we were prepared. Like I knew that it was coming. I knew it was bad. But honestly, I did think if we quarantined for 2 weeks and everybody was away from each other, that would help. That's what we believed at the time. And then it's this. And now I'm fine. Like I'm getting the vaccine. I chose to get the vaccine for myself. But how many times are we going to have a booster and another booster and see? Because I have children.
Yeah.
it would be just like the flu shot. We have to have one every year,
But
right? Or
how
not?
do we know this? We do not know the long-term effects that are in.
What? That's true. That's true, and that's sad. We can't read the
don't have a
future, right?
crystal
And
ball.
There's going to have to be 10 years worth of deaths to figure it out.
And
Sadly,
And
it
True
is.
Helper says it wasn't a matter of whether or not he held that information. He had to confirm the validity and authenticity of the potential crisis that he stood to fight. The normal
True
jab.
Helper, did you hear that phone call that was shown that he did in January? Where he laughed about it almost. I have that recording. I can get it. He laughed about it, saying the world's in a mess. He laughed about it.
Well, maybe because the fact of the matter is, all right. Let's make this a really honest discussion. Trump is a narcissist. Okay,
Yeah,
that is the
I
truth.
get that.
That is the truth. Everything about him's the biggest, the greatest, and the best. So you can only take what he says, with that, where he kind of take out those words because he's always going to prop himself up no matter what.
I agree.
But the fact of the
1000%.
matter is a lot of us didn't have the information. It was hard to go, and unfortunately, I really don't trust Dr. Fauci because everything
No, I don't know.
that he's.
Does anybody trust him?
I don't trust Dr. Fauci at all.
No, I don't either.
So
I
it's
don't trust him either, but I do.
Anybody on both sides don't trust him.
now.
I need to trust
now-
somebody, so I have to trust the CDC, and that's hard to do too. But I have to trust somebody,
You would
someone.
hope, right? Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Like, who am I supposed to trust, and who am I not supposed to trust? I don't
Right.
know anymore.
True Helper says, great panel, by the way, and I do enjoy how laid back Mr. Positive is and how wicked smart Ginger Locks is. Oh no, I'm not smart. I'm not going to pretend I'm smart. I'm just being
Carly,
immediate.
you're
I'm not being biased because here's what happens sometimes if you're too biased, you don't give the other person a chance to
Right.
voice their opinion. And I've
Right.
seen that happen all too often on here.
Right.
And I don't want anybody to think their opinion is not valid because everybody's opinion is valid.
Right.
In my opinion.
because I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Democrat. I'm honestly a person who feels like there is no party to represent me. So I have to do the thinking for myself.
Natalie, are you saying you caught the COVID back in November 2020, went through hell and returned? I really believe I was dying in a slow down way. A lot of people have passed away from COVID.
I know a lot of people that, there was a guy that I was friends with in high school, and he is like the most fit as a fiddle person, unbelievably. He wound up getting so sick, he almost died.
Well, that guy that works with my husband that needs a double lung transplant.
Oh, yeah.
I'm aware of how, this is Richard, by the way, so don't shoot the messenger again. I'm aware of how virus pathology works, and a virus wouldn't mutate from people dropping dead to full-scale pandemic. Because he was talking about people dropping dead, I believe, in China.
And honestly, something just came through and from a report from somebody that had proof of NBC stalking the jurors of the Rittenhouse trial.
Oh
Explain
wow!
that shit to me. Explain that. That's what I don't understand.
After the verdict or before or
Before,
during?
before.
Okay, Lady Slipper says she's
No.
enjoying the conversations. If I may drop 2 YouTube channels with in-depth COVID info, Shrimp Zoo and Shrimp Zoo News with Dr. Kevin W. McCarran, PhD scientist. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, MSNBC was caught trying to stalk and dox the jurors and where they lived before the trial, but that didn't make it to network news. That never made it to network news. Why? Because that was a network news trying to destroy these people and trying to cause riots and problems and honestly put these people in danger. That's our media. That's our media. Like that
Wow.
makes me disgustingly sick that I will never turn my TV on again. And that somebody if the Rittenhouse family does not completely destroy MSNBC, including the jurors, I swear, because that pissed me off. Because you know what? I did believe in the news, and I used to work in radio. I believed in it. I don't believe in it anymore because it's become something that it wasn't before, and it's very upsetting.
Yeah, I agree.
Trump first spoke about COVID-19 on February 9th, 2020. I just confirmed that through CBS.
Well, if that's true, I mean, obviously it's true. If you looked it up, true, Helper. So forgive my wording, but if that statement is actually true through them, not through you, if it's true through them, then I thank you for looking that up. But again, he's still no until January. Sorry.
He's here. Positive. He's
I only
here.
have a minute because I know you said you were going to shut down anyway. But I just wanted to say
That's a long time ago, probably.
I would actually love to continue this conversation later. Mr. Positive, I got to say, you're probably about the most non-combative and decent debaters I've found yet. And I kind of enjoy that because many people, they're like, want to jump down your pie hole and like, no, you're wrong.
I just disagree with you, but I try to logically say why, and then you can tell me that my logic is flawed, and that's fine. I love that. So no, let's do it again sometime in the future. I'd love to
Anytime
this is
you
what
guys
we
want to
need.
come over here.
Civil discourse and people keeping an open mind because I'm of the same mindset. Hey, look, if I'm wrong, I want somebody to say, look, you're wrong. And then I'll do the research. And then, hey, if I find out, hey,
well,
I got
because of Ginger Locks, I was a Democrat wholeheartedly. And then when I started listening to Ginger Locks and how she thinks, now I'm whatever word she uses, libertarian or whatever. I'm whatever works. If the Republican says something stupid, I'm not for them. If the Democrats say something stupid, I'm not for them. You know
exactly. Don't blindly follow a party. That's what I've learned.
Yep. So anyway, Carla, thank you so much. You're a blessing. Thank you for letting me up here. Sorry that I jumped on your throat.
No. I just wanted you to know that I wasn't being impartial.
No, I know you weren't. I apologize for thinking that you were. I apologize.
And I thought that too. I thought, well, maybe he's going to think that I'm not, putting, his comments on purpose, and I wasn't, because sometimes I'll miss a comment. But I did try to go back and post some of your comments. So.
Well, bless you guys. I really love being on panel when it's worth something, and this was worth something. So thank you guys. Ginger Locks, True Helper. Thank you for being polite. Richard Groper, thank you for being polite, my friend. We can agree to disagree on a lot of things that we do, but you are being respectful today. So thank you for that. And I'll see you guys later.
All right. Thank you.
Have a blessed day, brother.
I got to go buy some garden stuff for my.
Yeah, I got to go and get some work. I've been on for 2 hours, and I'm never on for 2 hours.
I was going to say, we're not having another 8-hour live stream again. I remember I was a part of that one.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's not going to happen again. But we will have another discussion about, whatever world topics.
Thank
you. And I appreciate it. Everybody was respectful today, and that's good. That's positive. Yes. That's always positive.
Just like Mr. Positive.
That's just like Mr. Positive. It was positive.
Helper, I know I'll see you every morning. So
Of course, my dear. Of course. Y'all have a good day. God bless you both. Thank
Okay,
you,
you
Carl.
too.
See you, Ginger
love
Luck.
you guys all. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I'm just
bye.
Much love
for
back. Yeah.
everybody else. Bye.
Thank you all for coming in. Richard, I have nothing bad to say about you today. Have a great day. Bye.